In this episode of On Two Wheels, a plywood box of emotion, a damsel in distress, and a battle for the ages.
Oh, he's fast!
This is Motocross versus ADV.
Hey, a high desert welcome to another episode of On Two Wheels. I am Ari. Of course, this is my companion Zach.
Hello.
And we are on ADV bikes on pavement because, as it turns out, adventure bikes are awesome touring motorcycles. They're great bikes.
Yes, a very popular category for that reason, right? These bikes will slay miles all day long. But it's also a very popular topic of debate because how good are they when you take them off pavement, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of people out there that think these are just big-wheeled street bikes, that they think they're total poser machines, they think they're total junk off-road, and some of them are, and that they're basically like the SUVs of the two-wheeled world. But there are some people who recognize, or at least hope, that adventure bikes are pretty good in the dirt, that they can go off-road.
Yeah, and we have been fortunate enough to ride every bike in the category, off-road and on-road, and discover that some of them are, in fact, kind of crappy off-road. They fall apart, you can't jump them, they break, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
But these two are pretty good examples.
Yeah, that is why we are on Honda's Africa Twin and KTM's 1190R, because these are two bikes that we have ridden off-road, and they did prove themselves pretty damn good.
And part of the reason is that they're from pretty rich stock. I mean, Honda and KTM know how to make dirt bikes. And they also just have the characteristics. You got 21-inch front wheels, long travel suspension, what do you got, switchable TC, different ride modes on the KTM, switchable ABS on both of them. And believe it or not, these are two of the lightest in the category.
Yeah, which is hard to believe at over 500 pounds.
That does bring us to these jerseys and moto helmets that we're wearing, though.
Yes.
Which is the whole point of this On Two Wheels excursion. Because we thought if we want to find out how close these two adventure bikes are to real dirt bikes, real thoroughbred dirt bikes, there's only one place to go, right?
Yes, sir.
And that, dear viewers, would be a motocross track. Maybe the last place you'd expect to see full-size ADVs, but the perfect spot to test their off-road DNA. You've got berms, ruts, and of course, jumps. These are all very real obstacles for anyone on a motorcycle, let alone a couple of idiots rolling up on 500-pound street bikes.
Okay, so viewers, as advertised, Moto Track, ADV bikes. And I have to say, my friend Ari, now that I'm looking at these jumps, I've got some serious questions about this.
Yeah, this is not only a bad idea, but it's also one I'm already starting to regret. And as if the track isn't going to be a big enough challenge, there's also a 35,000 acre wildfire burning nearby, close enough that we can smell it. And so if the bikes don't get us, the fire might. But made our bed, we're going to sleep in it, we're going to rip these things around and see what they can actually do.
Yeah, he's going to evidently rip them around. I'm going to take it easy and see how it goes. I think that might be the best bet. This is my maiden voyage onto a moto track, bro.
What's moto?
Oh man, that's a big jump. Holy shit.
Here, there's a little kid we can pursue to make ourselves feel better.
Yeah, let's go follow the little kid.
Believe it or not, following this little dude around the track really helped. I mean, he was clearly some kind of prodigy and knew the track like the back of his hand, but battling it out with this 10-year-old had our confidence absolutely soaring.
Of course, the flip side of 500 pounds of confidence going up is that it's bound to come crashing back down.
Oh shit!
Nope, not saving it.
Thank you, man.
The bigger they are, the harder they fall.
Update, wildfire still raging, and it's very windy, which is bad for wildfires, unfortunately. Update on the moto track, also not much has changed. We were right to be nervous.
Yeah,
it's very, very difficult.
Really, really windy, but it doesn't really affect us when we're on 550-pound motorcycles. And we discovered pretty quickly that these bikes are not working so well, at least with us on board. I think we also discovered very quickly that we are a limiting factor. Zach has never been to a motocross track. I haven't been to one in years. And you know what? We don't really know what we're doing.
Yeah, and what really drove that point home was riding 450 moto bikes, which went about as poorly.
We thought with less than half the weight, good suspension, and real knobby tires that the bikes would, basically do all the work. I mean, this is what they're designed for, right?
Oh man, whiskey throttle. Thought I was going down.
Oh shit!
You just clear that?
Yeah, but I almost killed myself. Whew. That was really scary.
But even if the bikes were up for it, it was pretty clear that the riders were the limiting factor. Clearing jumps, hitting whoops. Apparently these things were just too much for us, even on good dirt bikes. So, if we were really going to test all of these bikes, we would need some professional help.
So since we are so obviously out of our element, to put things in perspective, we decided we need to get a guy who knows how to ride a motocross track and a motocross bike. Thankfully, we know just the person.
Ladies and gentlemen, Chris Kiefer, former AMA Motocross Pro and senior test editor at Dirt Rider magazine. Watching Kiefer ride made it very clear that what we had assumed before was definitely true. He's a badass, and we are not. In fact, he was so good on the motobike, it made us wonder.
What if we put the former pro on the big heavy ADV bike and we put the amateur YouTube host, professional jackass on the 450 motocrosser? That sounds like a good time. Of course, we could solve this problem with lap times, but that's like way too scientific for as idiotic an idea as we're working with today. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do a good old-fashioned race to the checker.
Oh shit!
Whole shot, big dog.
1200cc motor, you better get the whole shot.
Oh, he airs it out over me.
I should be better at these whoops than you, but I don't f***ing know. Shit!
There we go. I'm still here. Whoa! Turn, baby, turn, baby, turn.
I'd like to think I'm gapping you a little bit.
Slowly pulling away in those corners. I gotta get on it.
Finish line. I think I got this. I think I got this. Woo. Yeah!
Zach Kortz, everybody. You freaking dusted Chris Kiefer on the motocross track. I knew you could do it.
Thank you. Yeah, top of my moto resume, I think, beating a former AMA pro around a moto track.
It should be. You should be proud.
Thank you.
Good job.
Thank
I mean,
you.
he only needed like 250 extra pounds to weigh him down for you to beat him, but
Whatever, if he wants to use that as an excuse, then fine.
it is worth noting that when Zach and Chris were both on motocross bikes, Kiefer lapped the circuit 17 seconds a lap faster than old Zachy boy.
I mean,
It's a lot.
17-ish seconds,
That's a
right?
lot.
Like, who's keeping track at the end of the day, really?
I had the stopwatch.
Oh.
Yeah, which brings us to the fact that up until this point in the episode, we've not really provided you with a lot of actual data. So, I'm gonna lay some information on you.
Ari Henning loves data, everybody.
I do, I'm an empirical fella. To start things off, we chose the 1190 as the race bike du jour because it was about a second faster than the Africa Twin. Similarly, got Zach competing against Kiefer because he was quite a bit faster than me.
Oh, I don't know about quite a bit, but I mean, faster than Ari Henning, I think I should just retire right now.
So proud today.
I'm very proud. So we should also mention that the 1190R, while faster around a moto track, is also more expensive than the Africa Twin. $16,700 MSRP as opposed to the $13,000 Honda.
We definitely preferred the 1190 because it carried its weight a little better. It wasn't as front heavy. Also, fork much better for jumping.
Yes, and I mean, yeah, the jumping of the ADV bikes, not such a big deal. It was the landing of the ADV bikes.
Good
That's
point.
really where it catches
Yeah,
up
that's
to
a
you.
lot of energy coming back down at the ground right there. That's a problem.
Boy, howdy. Likewise, KTM's 450 we used because it had a better, more compliant,
It had an electric start.
yes.
Kicking
that's-
stuff sucks, and that bike's got a push button start, and it's awesome. And
Yes.
to Honda's credit, 2017 CRF450 is going to have an electric start as well.
Right, yeah. Honda hate aside, KTM was a little bit easier for me to ride fast around a moto track. The fork was sort of both softer and just more control. I liked it better.
Yeah. But back to the whole data thing.
Yes.
We know that on the motocross bikes, Kiefer was 17 seconds a lap faster than Zack.
Yes, we did establish that, Ari. Thank you. I think we can move on.
I like how sensitive you are about it.
Whatever.
But I think the more important piece of data, the more intriguing piece of information here is that when both the guys were on ADV bikes, 5 seconds apart, much smaller gap. I think that speaks to the fact that you have a lot of seat time on ADV bikes.
Yes.
Kiefer has had none previous to this experience.
A little bit unfair, if we're honest.
And then also, it just like makes it really clear that the ADV bike was definitely a limiting factor.
Yes, and that kind of brings us back to this whole stupid idea, right? I mean, if you're the kind of person that thought that the brochures are real and these are just dirt bikes on steroids and you can take an ADV bike anywhere you can take a dirt bike, if you were actually under that impression, then
you need to go back to high school physics because 500 pounds of motorcycle is a lot to hustle around.
Yes, absolutely. And we hope that you learned something about that theory. On the flip side of things, if you're the kind of person who thought that ADV bikes were just useless pieces of SUV, motorcycle, garbage, poser mobile, can't do anything off-road, I hope you also learned something because, I mean, the bikes, you know, they were out of their element, but didn't break or anything. Like,
yeah, I mean,
kind of worked.
We learned that you can, in fact, ride one around a motocross track. You can hit the whoops, you can hit the berms, you can hit the jumps. Probably not the best use of your adventure bike.
Yes.
But, I mean, we encourage you to ride them everywhere else. They're fast, they're comfortable, they handle well. We've ridden ADV bikes side by side with sport tours, totally competitive. But what we had not done up until today was ride these guys against motocross bikes. And you know what? We wanted to know. We figured we'd give it a shot.
Yes, we did it. And it was a bit of a silly idea, if we're honest.
Yeah.
But I think that we learned some things. You know?
We had fun.
Yeah, we had fun. We learned some things. We expanded our motorcycling horizon. We gained perspective in the world of motorcycles, which is the whole point of On Two Wheels.
What it's all about.
Yeah. So now we want your perspective. Please tell us thoughts, questions, concerns. Put them in the comments section, please.
Wrap it up, man. Let them do the thing where they can comment.
I want them to watch the bloopers as badly as you do. You should end it then.
You gotta get through it. Okay, so the conclusion to another episode of On Two Wheels. That means we want you to subscribe. That also means bloopers are right around the corner, so stay tuned for that, and we'll see you next time.
You nailed it.
Made our bed, we gotta sleep in it. We gotta find out if these things can stack it up on the jump. Stack it up. That's like a dirt bike term for crashing, right?
Yeah, I hope that we don't stack it up. What's he saying? What does that mean? Choo, 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 choo.
Energy drink jokes aside, I don't know what my next line is. Come to the
Oh, it's so good. I really like This stuff needs to be up here, doesn't it?
Don't touch it. It goes down the side.
I was thinking of doing a reveal this time. Welcome. There we go. See, it goes up there.
That's where it goes.
Yeah. No lunch break! No! I won't clap!
Hashtag, bro. Let's fucking cut it.
Ooh.